to another edition of the Wonderberry Podcast.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Dave.
You can find us online at wonderberry.com.
You can find me online on RuneScape.
You can yeah, you could find me if you wanted.
I love throwing you off in the beginning, Brian.
Dude, it's so hard. My brain's melting away, and then you like screw up the things that make my brain work. And I'm like,
when was the last time that I did a full intro the right way?
I don't know.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Like, it's more of a rarity now if I actually do the intro all the way through than it is if I screw it up.
Yep.
Oh, snap. I forgot that I had these in my little mini fridge. Yes, score. I have a Dr. Pepper cream soda.
Woo.
I'm so happy. Have you had these things?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're amazing.
They're pretty good. I've been
I
looking
don't
for
like cherry, so there's that.
Yeah, I don't either. I've been looking for their like bourbon barrel something Dr. Pepper.
Well, yeah, good luck. We live out in boondock freaking Midwest, so we're not going to get that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the only drawback with living out here is you just don't get the cool stuff.
Nope. Oh, well.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's really good.
Yeah.
And because it's me, it's zero sugar, but it doesn't change the fact that this thing is just, it's so good. And I completely forgot that I had some. So we finally had a week of like actually good, decent weather without interruption.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been humid, which is amazing. Like I think a couple days ago it got up to like 80 something, but humidity was like 25 or 30%. I was like, okay, I can live with this.
Yeah, it's not
this is
bad.
okay.
I did a show on Saturday and it was like mid-60s all day. And it was just like a hint of wind, so it was a little bit chilly if you didn't have like a hoodie on, but
yep.
Overall pretty nice.
Yeah, I got to mid-high 60s yesterday. We went to the zoo.
Nice.
And that was really nice. So comfortable walking around the zoo.
Yeah.
Finally got a decent pair of walking shoes for myself.
Yeah, more Crocs?
No, I didn't go with the Crocs on the walking shoe. And this is going to make you roll your eyes, but that's all right. Vans makes a kind of like a hiking shoe that's really comfortable. So my biggest problem that I have is that, and this will come into play with Vans over Crocs in a second, but one of the big problems that I have is that I actually have flat feet, not collapsed arches, but since I was like 5 or 6, flat feet. And so when you have shoes that have any sort of a built-in arch support or have arch support style, stuff with it, it feels like I'm standing on the edge of a 2x4 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have any arches to support. So now it's trying to force a curvature that my feet just don't have. My other problem is that I'm a fat fuck. So my feet will move around in shoes quite a bit when I'm walking a lot. So I need to have better support to hold everything together to my feet, which is one of the reasons why, as comfortable as it is to stand around and do stuff in Crocs, I can't walk around long term on Crocs because my feet end up sliding around too much. And then I start rubbing the pads of my feet where like the pads where the balls of my feet are. That starts to go raw very quickly. Even like my slip-on Vans that I have that I just kind of wear around every once in a while, I can't walk long term in those even because my feet will slide too much because they're just a little too loose. So I need something that I can cinch down and tie down to my feet really well. And these things are just awesome because they have extra padding, extra stuff that way. I can tie them on nice and tight. They're Vans Ultra Range EXO. And man, are they comfortable. But it's one of the reasons, as much as I enjoy wearing these Crocs around, I just kind of wear them temporarily, little bits at a time, because I will slide around as I walk more and more in them. So if I'm walking for more than half hour, 45 minutes, I can't. They'll kill my feet.
Yeah.
So that's a little frustrating, but I at least finally found a pair of shoes that fit right, that are comfortable to do that with. And we were at the zoo for 4 hours, and my feet did not hurt at all at the end of that. So I'm happy.
Good.
But that's also why, in my flat feet side, that's why I tended to stick to either Converse or Vans, is because they don't have that built-in arch support. Almost everyone else, especially in walking shoes and especially orthotics, for some reason, people know that there's like, the people who should know there's a difference between collapsed arches and flat feet, but because the term is so interchangeable, they just assume that anyone who has flat feet has collapsed arches, especially when they're, 40 or older. So anything that is built orthotics wise for flat feet is actually meant for collapsed arches. And those of us that don't have arches to begin with are just kind of screwed. Which is somewhat frustrating.
Yeah.
But I guess it could be worse. I just have to be really careful about shoes and what kind and everything else.
Yeah. I don't really have to deal with that too much, but I gotta a little bit.
I would love to just be able to just go grab something and be able to, run around with it, especially inserts. Oh my God. Inserts are the worst to find.
Yeah.
Because even when you go and you do those things where you step on the thing and it kind of does the measurement, because I have flat feet, all of those just automatically assume that I have collapsed arches. So I can't even get actual expensive good ones that are made for me well, because they all expect me to have arches.
Yeah.
Because I've gone down that path before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did those, and those things are, well, they're just ridiculous expensive. But yeah, they don't. It's like it doesn't really kind of take into account like how your feet land when you're walking, because it just has you stand on them.
Yep.
So I don't know. I
The
don't
only
know
ones that I've
much
found
about
that have
shoes.
helped a little bit with other shoes is I have some like plantar fasciitis inserts that are just like heel inserts. And those work for a while, but that doesn't give good protection for a long period of time. It's like a good temporary, so I can go a couple hours. But if I'm doing like an all day or an all evening thing where I'm up on my feet walking around or going to a concert or something, nah.
Okay.
I'll be limping by the end of the day. Like when we were out in Chicago, I didn't have the ultra ranges yet. And and that was also, I did the 4 hours. That was me breaking them in because I got them 2 days ago. So the first time I wore them for longer than like 3 minutes, I wore them all day walking around a zoo. So that was when I realized, yeah, these are probably pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, walking around Chicago and we went to the concert, we're walking around throughout the day and stuff before we went to the actual concert. By the time the concert was over, I was limping hard because my feet were just toasted.
Jeez.
So, it is what it is, I guess.
I wear Crocs all the time. I even wore Crocs at my show where I was like, I'm assembling gear, building the stage, and
Yeah.
I'm just wearing Crocs, and everybody's like, "What the hell?" Like, yeah, they stay on my feet. They're comfortable. Like,
Oh, no,
oh,
they're insanely comfortable. That I just have no way of cinching them down to my feet, so I end up sliding in them.
yeah, yeah. You have to get like the perfect size, and their sizes aren't right to what you think they should be.
Well, the sizes go based upon a forward backward, not a height. If they
Yeah,
had double sizes where I could get them, because I got them what they were supposed to be forward. Well, to me they run half a size small, so or half a size big. Because I usually wear 11 and a half and stuff, and I got 11s in Crocs, and they're perfect forward and back, and they hug fairly well ish. But if I'm walking in them for more than like 30 minutes at a time, then they start to slide forward and back, and then it's like the skin and the fatty tissue at the balls of my feet fold over on itself, and it just ends up turning into a giant blister the width of my foot, and it's no bueno. So I love them for like I use them as like house slippers where I just have them around the house or doing stuff out in the backyard or something. Other than that, you'll probably see me in Vans for anything else.
I have some special in-house winter ones that have the fur on the inside or fleece lined or whatever they are.
You got the Crocs with the fur.
Oh, yep. Um, I have some non-slip Crocs without the holes that are my like kitchen shoes. Um, I have my rainbow pair that matches the pair that the kid has.
Nice.
I have the flip-flops, which are amazing. That's actually what I'm wearing right now.
I was kind of curious about what size shoe do you wear?
Um, if I can
For our
find
eventual
them,
wiki feet.
if I can find them, it's a 14 wide.
Oh, okay. So
Technically,
you've got clown feet.
technically should be a 13 triple Y, quadruple E, I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
Like 13 quadruple E. But I can't ever find those, so I always have to go for like 14 wide. So
Ouch.
it's normally when I find shoes, I I have to be like occasionally looking for some like months before a pair of shoes is about to go
Yep.
because I have to just get whatever I can find because nobody ever carries anything my size.
Yeah. No. Oh, that's frustrating, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be frustrating. Yeah, at least I
And
have
my
human-sized feet. I'm just big. I have a hard time finding things like going to a store and buying shirts and pants and stuff.
yeah yeah, at least with my shirts, I'm like a large. My pants are fairly normal, except for I have zero butt, so they always fall down.
Yeah, so I'm a big guy with zero butt, so I have that problem
Yeah,
badly.
you should be a suspenders guy. You ever thought about that?
I do have a pair of suspenders. I don't like having my shirts tucked in, and so I've been playing around with
Uh,
different suspenders because I wear t-shirts a lot.
yeah,
And I hate, having a gut with your shirt tucked in just looks terrible. So I've been wearing these tank top undershirts more and more recently. And I think I got a pair of suspenders that are easy. They've got the easy, it's at the alligator clips. They slide on and off the belt a lot easier. So I've been giving that a shot, especially since I started carrying again. Having that extra weight, I need to offset that weight somehow. But
if you're
even then,
wearing,
man, it gets uncomfortable because suspenders are so uncomfortable. They're horrible.
oh yeah, but they're they're perfect. They work perfect.
They're great. Don't get me wrong, but they're just some of the most uncomfortable things on the planet.
Yeah. So have
And
you
then
tried
I
wearing
just
the?
replaced all of my shorts this year. So I'm running pretty much nothing but Dickies for shorts now, because
I've
those are just comfortable as shit for big guys. Oh my god, are they comfortable?
I spent the last 3 years replacing all of my shorts with only swim trunks.
Yeah. See, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to embrace that side of my 40s yet.
I did.
Speaking of, I probably I need to get a pair of swim trunks because I don't think I have a pair. And if we're gonna go up there and get in the pool again, I probably ought to have something.
Yeah, you better. Last part should be in Monday or Tuesday.
Nice.
So, so if you have suspenders, have you tried and you have trouble tucking your shirt in? Have you tried suspenders with a crop top?
That would be fucking funny. What are these suspenders called? I can't remember which ones I got. Trying to remember. Let's see. Orders. Because Dave buys everything off Amazon anymore. Perry suspenders.
Perry.
Yeah.
Is that the brand or a
Yeah,
style?
it's their clip suspenders as well as being kind of a big and tall, and I think it's a brand. It is a brand and a style. I think they have. So the way the clips here, let me send this to you. The way the clips work, it's just much easier and faster. Um, Clipping these on and off. So like, if I have to go to the bathroom, I don't have to take my like all my clothes off. Because there's nothing that's more annoying than having to take all your clothes off to go to the bathroom. So I think Perry owns the patent on those types of clips, because even like the off-brand, like this Mellow Tough belt clip suspenders, they call them Perry suspenders. So
Hmm.
I just bought them from actual Perry because they're not that expensive. Like $20 for suspenders that are made for big and tall guys.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, they've got regular lengths, big and talls. You know, they're just yeah. No, they're really cool. And then they have another style that I got that I was trying, and they're called trucker suspenders. So instead of it being like two in the front, one in the back, these are just set so it's like two down kind of the front slash side.
Does it have a
So
place to hold your pee jug?
right. Um and these are fairly cool. The problem that I've run into with these is that those the oval rings that hold the adjustable point to the clip points down there, they tend to roll sideways.
Hmm.
And so it just kind of bunches and bunches. And then they also kind of interfere with how I carry. So that becomes another off-ended issue. Last thing you want is your suspenders getting in the way from that.
Yeah.
But they're not bad. They're pretty comfortable.
Hmm.
I just should start getting in the habit of wearing them more. Now that I'm wearing an undershirt and it's not going to be tearing at my hair, I should just start wearing them more.
Your back fleece.
It's not so much my back as it's across my chest
Your
and stomach.
your chest fleece.
Jaw. I mean, there's nothing that's more comfortable than having elastic chafe your nipples. But yeah, I think I've gotten it sort of figured out. I'm gonna try them again and see how it all works out and how comfortable it becomes, or uncomfortable it becomes. I guess that's the key there. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean it's just finding stuff that's. I mean, it's easy to find stuff for big and tall guys. It's hard to find stuff that's like a halfway decent price for big and tall guys.
Yeah. That's the other thing with finding my shoes is once I find some like 14 wides, they're like an extra 20 to 50% more than a
Yep.
couple of sizes down.
Yeah. Like, so I can't go to like Target or Walmart for shirts and pants. I have to go to some other places that have a dedicated big and tall section. And so like even Kohl's, like, the graphic t-shirts that are what, 15 bucks, 10, 15 bucks for everyone else
Yeah.
are 35 or $40 for the cheap graphic tees.
You
If I
tried like
want to if I want a
Tractor Supply?
polo, yeah, Tractor Supply, let's see. The last time I went to Tractor Supply, they had the work t-shirts for $70 in my size and the fleeces were 95.
Jeez.
So, like JC Penney has a big and tall section for guys. Polo shirts, $94
Is
each.
there still a JC Penney there?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought
So
they were done
I
as a
buy
company.
off I buy off Amazon and I just get the cheap shit that wears out after every 6 months. But I can get a 3-pack of either t-shirts, or I got these ones. They're t-shirts that have 2 or 3 buttons, so they look a little bit nicer. And I think I got a 3-pack of those for 25 bucks.
Hmm.
And they'll last 6 months, 8 months, and I'll just replace them.
Yeah.
Because I figured that's easier.
Yeah.
It sucks. It just is frustrating as fuck. And yes, I know, to all the choruses of people that are going to be like, you just lose weight. I am. But that doesn't help me today.
Yeah, it's not a quick, easy thing.
Yes. Would my life be easier if I lost 100 pounds? Absolutely. Do you think I can lose 100 pounds by the next time I need clothes? No. So it is what it is. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
It'll happen eventually.
Eventually.
I don't know when, but eventually. It just hit me that we're doing this over another holiday weekend.
Yeah.
US has a lot of fucking holidays.
Not enough.
Well, not enough paid time off holidays, but
Yeah,
plenty of holidays.
that's what I meant. We could holiday every day.
Yeah.
It's Memorial Day.
It's feeling weird not having the kids. Kids' final day of school was this week, and the last couple of days has just been weird.
Yeah. I still
Because
have a week and a half.
he's still in school?
Yeah.
What the hell? Wait, a week and a half pushes you into like first full week of June.
Yep. June 7th.
Uh,
Yeah.
I start school back up on the 12th.
I'm so tired of getting up at 6 in the morning, Dave.
Well, that was the funny thing is like I got up this morning at, because I'm usually my watch starts vibrating at 5:30. My phone alarm goes off at 6:10. And I just kept it because I didn't know what else to do.
You don't wake up when your wife's vibrating at about 4, though.
No one ever said that. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I've kind of gotten in the habit now. There's no reason to break it just to have to get back in the habit of at least 2 days a week getting up early. Plus,
Sure.
I don't wake anyone else up and I have a few hours of just peace and fucking quiet before teenagers happen.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, I wonder if I get Dominic on a later schedule during the summer and then get up early still and I could get some stuff done before he's up.
Yeah, like this morning, I had cleaned up a bunch of stuff and run errands to two different stores before people were getting up. I mean, the oldest was up and just kind of keeping an ear out for the youngest, but yeah, I was able to just like go get shit accomplished real fast, in and out of places, not a problem. That is so underrated. Being able to go in and out of a store really fast, so underrated.
Yeah, that's the one thing I figured out when I had a kid was trips to the store were not quick no more.
It's an ordeal.
Yeah,
It's like a whole thing.
it's a whole thing.
And I'm not upset about it. And I'm not, it's not like it's a bad thing, but it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a full on thing. But, whatever.
Whatever. Kids.
uh I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. I don't know. We both went and got vasectomies. So I guess we did change something.
Oh, hey, what happened to last week's episode?
What?
Yeah, last week's episode on YouTube.
What do you mean?
It released way late.
Oh, I was gone. We recorded like what did we do? We recorded like Friday night and then I was gone all day Saturday for a
All
show.
right. I thought that was why, but I had thought you had said you had gotten it completely edited and gotten it staged up.
I think I got it uploaded and then didn't. I was like waiting on it to upload and then never got to the schedule screen. Because I think it was still sitting there like Monday or Tuesday when I got back.
Oh,
And I was like,
gotcha.
uh-oh.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was a hectic week last week. And then Sunday I was so whooped. We worked a festival Saturday. And so we got there at 8 in the morning, 8 a.m. And I build the stage and I pull all the sound gear out and set up all the sound gear. So, dual 18-inch subwoofers and dual 12-inch tops and get all the cables ran and everything, set up all the microphones. Just to start music at 11, I think we started.
Yeah.
And then it was like, the first couple of musicians played for 2 hours and the ones after that were 3 hours long. And it was like in between sets, you have to go out, like in between bands, we run on stage, tear down all their equipment, like the guitars and amplifiers, the drum set. We tear it all down, get it off of the stage, get the next band's gear up on stage, set up and re-mic'd up, and then start like we do that. We have 30 minutes to do that, so that time goes really fast in between there. But then that's what we did from 8 a.m. until midnight, and then it was like midnight because the show ended at 11:30, and it was like tear down all the band stuff, get it off my stage, start wrapping up all my cables, all my gear, packing all my gear away, get all that packed up, and then reload my stage back on the trailer. And we didn't get home until like 1:30 in the morning. So we're gone like what 16, 18 hours or something. We left our house at like 7:30 in the morning. They get home until 1:30 the next morning.
Nice.
Yeah. So then Sunday was just like sleep all day. The muscles are sore, just laying around, sleep all day.
Yeah, I've been after this week being so nice, did a lot of stuff outdoors, and man, I'm paying for it tonight. I just got to push through tomorrow to finish getting the backyard cleaned up. We're having my family and Hill's family over on Sunday for some food and stuff, and it's just getting
Nice.
everything ready. I'm just exhausted.
Yeah.
It's like I'd love one of these military based friggin' holidays where I can just relax. But that doesn't happen too often.
Yeah, this is the first Memorial Day, I think, where we're not doing a thing at the house.
Nice.
So we're actually going to my parents.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty excited for that. I got to go chill, make some pizza with my mom.
Oh, get to make pizza. That's awesome.
Yeah. She's been making pizza on the grill, so I'm gonna take her some of my fancy bread flour. I get the I'm there's there's certain things I'm like real snobby about, and then there's other things I'm like, meh, whatever. But like flour is one of those things where I have my bread flour is King Arthur. My semolina flour is Bob's Red Mill. My all-purpose is King Arthur. But then that's the only stuff I'll buy.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get more into that, like tracking down what companies are super good. King Arthur is a co-op, so I'm real big on supporting co-ops.
Cool, cool.
Yeah. So I got a bunch of this. What's their bread flour called? Sir Galahad, I think. They used to have all the names of like the Knights of the Round Table as their different flours, but they changed it because they changed from King Arthur Flour Company to King Arthur Baking Company, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, so whichever one I've got, it's the super high protein bread, like bread flour for making
Yeah.
like extra good breads and pizza doughs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish that I had an interest in cooking at all.
That's why I keep telling you we need to like start doing a couple videos. I'll show you some like simple, easy things.
Yeah,
It's it's
I don't know.
science and art.
No, I understand this. I like conceptually and intellectually, I should be like, that's like right up my wheelhouse. Every
Mhm.
time I do it, I just can't. And I don't know why. It frustrates me.
Well, I'm here for you.
I
All
know.
right.
I've come to realize that my own little artistic side doesn't have to be someone else's. But the nice thing about me enjoying the whole photography, videography side of stuff is that it lends itself to everyone else's thing,
Hmm.
to where I can be involved with everyone else's thing. And it's a symbiotic thing, symbiotic that way, where I can be interested, but I can have my own. Yeah, it's it's kind of nice that way. I have to bring some of my stuff up when I come up there next time, and we'll play around with stuff. I just got a really cool gimbal for my phone, so that should be good.
Okay. I have you booked for the 10th too. And you remind me because I think I have a ticket for you.
Oh, right, the 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to make a note of that so I don't forget again.
Put it in your calendar.
Yeah, that'll help me on the 9th. Yeah.
Yeah, because they booked a photographer, but then I
Like
don't remember what she said.
I'll come up and shoot some stuff. I don't actually take my photography. When did I take my photography class? That will be my fall.
Okay,
Um the first 8 weeks of my fall classes. I'll have photography and video and sound going on.
cool.
And then my second 8 weeks of fall, they call it the second week, but it's fall and winter. I'm doing film appreciation and intro to web and social media.
Oh, you should come up when you do the film appreciation. Like, come up to do your homeworks.
Um, and then the summer classes is I'm taking vector graphics and raster graphics. So I'm taking Photoshop and Illustrator this summer,
Ooh,
which will be nice. I'm
cool.
glad I'm taking that. Will be a good combo of classes, I think. But yeah, photography and video and sound is the first 8 of fall. And then those will be on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Now,
Summers are
when you
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Second 8 weeks is Tuesday is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, or Monday, yeah, one Monday through Thursday, and those will be evening classes in the second 8 weeks of fall.
crap, we're gonna have to do live podcasts then.
Um, no, because those will be evening classes, so my classes
Oh,
don't start till 5:30 or 6.
okay.
So I'll have during the day. My summers is that one's insane. So my my vector and raster graphics classes are Tuesdays and Thursdays. One of them is 8 to noon and the other one's 1 to 5. So pretty much 8 to 5 I'm going to be incommunicado on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
That should be
I'm
fun.
I must send you a file type before each class and be like, hey, ask them how you export to this.
Export, what?
But for when you're doing your just to be a nuisance in your class.
I'm not going to be a
Just
nuisance in my class. I got a 4.0 to maintain. I'm not pissing no professors off.
how do
I
I
did figure something out though with my. This is a pro tip for anyone out there that's going to be going to college, because this worked so well in my art history. Right,
don't do it till you're 40.
for the first few weeks of class, anytime the teacher or the professor asks a question, be the first one to answer. By the end of your third class doing that, they're going to be so fucking annoyed that you're the only ones that are going to tell you to shut up. And then when they're calling on people later on in class, when it actually gets hard, they will never call on you because you have been so present to answering stuff. Every once in a while, answer something later on, but they will never call on you when the hard stuff comes up. Pro tip. Because I figured that one out quick. to the point when when he was asking for people later on, it was very blatantly saying stuff like, anyone but Dave answer the question. And that's when I was like, okay, now I can kind of cruise control through some of this. And I did. I mean, there were entire lectures where I didn't pay attention to anything, and I would just kind of glance up every once in a while, and then I would see like a question that was asked, and they have like a slide and it has the question. So I quickly Google the question, and then when there was obvious silence, I would just kind of click over and be like, give a quick little answer of the question, and then I would just go back to doing. Still have no clue what half my classes were about.
I'm just saying you need to, like, sometime in the middle of class, just raise your hand, or like towards the end of class, and just be like, Professor, how do I export this to a .msp?
I'll give it a shot at some point, probably. .msp?
Yeah. It was when at the first iteration of Microsoft Paint, that was their original file type. It's like a monochrome file type before it could do bitmap or anything.
Oh, yeah. It was the Microsoft Paint file.
Yeah.
They still have MSP files?
Yeah.
They just changed? So now it's a installer patch file?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. What was I doing the other day where we were going through we were talking about a bunch of nostalgic stuff with Thing One? We were talking about old computer stuff. He'd never seen a blank CD stuff before. Like, I have a whole spindle of blank CDs and blank DVDs. Hell found her thumb drive that she bought when she was in college, like well over a decade ago now. Almost, yeah, like back in early 2000s, almost 2 decades ago, where it was a 1 gigabyte flash drive, and it was one of the biggest that you could buy at the time, and it was $60 when she bought it for 1 gigabyte.
Hmm.
So that's when I had to break out my zip drive and show them what a zip drive looked like as well. Problem is, I don't have it's an internal one, and I have no bays on the front of my computer case, so I can't actually use it. And then I almost had a heart attack and went to sticker shock when I checked on Amazon. I mean, I found it cheaper on eBay and stuff, but I went on Amazon to find out how much a USB zip drive enclosure was. They're selling them fucking things for like $300 on Amazon.
Jeez.
I think I can get one for under 100 on eBay, but they're not easy to find that still work.
I remember this time back in the early days of downloading music online. I'd filled up the computer with music, and I'd somehow talked my mom into taking me to Best Buy to go buy a hard drive. She's like, "Yeah, we'll go. I have money. I've been working. I'll buy another hard drive. We'll put it in there, and then we'll just make that all music." And she drove me up to Toledo to the Best Buy, where I bought a 60 megabyte hard drive.
Yep.
For like $300.
Dude, so we were trying to figure out, because we were fairly early adopters, and this would have been, I want to say 99 or 2000. So I was what? 17? 16, 17 years old? Anyway, we wanted to figure out a better way to get digital music in our car, or in my friend Dennis's car. So he had like an early 90s white Altima that we were kind of putzing around in and stuff, right?
Hmm.
So what we ended up doing, and this is this sounds so terrible now to say, is I had an old 386. And back in the day, Windows 98, you could change the Explorer, and I think it was called Lightstep, where it was like a recustomization of, like, instead of having like the default Windows background and stuff, you could have all sorts of customized stuff, right? And I think it was called Lightstep, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, we would load it up with music on this 386. We put it in the trunk of his car, ran the cables out from it, and harnessed into the wire harness for his head unit. We ran it in so that it would go in there somehow. I don't remember how we did that specifically, but then we had like a little keypad because we would have Windows Auto Start Winamp that would load up our music, and then we could scroll through using a numpad thing that we had up front to scroll through our music. So we were running MP3s from a car because we had a freaking 386 in the trunk with a power inverter so we could run it. And
Nice.
that's how we got digital music in like 99, 2000, and had a bunch of it.
I jumped pretty quick into burning CDs, but I had uh, a little desktop that I built into a truck one time. Kind of did the same thing. Just
There
booted,
it is. It
booted.
was Lightstep. It was a Windows Shell replacement for Windows 9X and up. It was GNU. You could theme it with a bunch. Oh man, looking at these theme RCs. Just looking at this, I'm like, yep, I remember doing these configs.
Hmm. I I miss Winamp too. That's great.
Winamp still runs. I use Winamp.
Yeah, I
Fun
don't need
fact,
to.
I do it because I have all of the music I use for streaming on hard drive. So it's easier because I can X from the nice thing I like about Winamp is that natively I can push it to different virtual outputs. But yeah, freaking amazing. I
I
love To this day I love Winamp, and I still, like I said, I use it religiously.
I
They
was
just they
tempted.
there's a new update just recently for it.
Was there?
Yeah.
I was tempted to look into it for when I'm at shows because I play music in between the bands so it isn't quiet, and I usually use my phone, but I would like to use my laptop, but I don't always have internet to like stream stuff, so I'd have to go download things, and then with that, if that was the case, then I would use Winamp.
Yeah,
But
no, it's still up and running. Um their latest stable release that they did was 5.9.2 that was released April 26th this year.
huh,
It's still lightweight and they still have the original fucking skin.
yeah, you know why? Because it whips the llama's ass.
Cause it's amazing. Whips the llama's ass.
It really does. Says so.
Yes, it does. And to this day, I still think it has one of the best library systems and playlist systems ever designed for a music player.
Hmm.
It's it's crazy. The skins, you can still get skins and find all that stuff for them and everything else. It's crazy. That was released in 1997.
Ooh,
Winamp was originally Winamp 1, June 7th, 1997.
Dang.
with pretty much the exact same UI that's used today.
Yeah.
The gold bars across the top and everything. But yeah, no, it's still there. So
Might have to go do some digging.
yeah, it
Hmm.
was shut down by AOL in 2013, and then Winamp and Shoutcast was picked up by Radionomy, and they relaunched it again, and it's it kind of sat dormant because they made it available in 2015, 2014 rather. And there was no new releases until 2018 when 5.8 came out,
Huh.
which was crazy. Because it included changes compatibility for Windows 8.1, 10, and 11, and it removed the paid Winamp Pro. And then 5.9 was released September of last year. And then, so let's see. In addition to improving support for Windows 11, high resolution audio and playback of HTTPS streams was released with it. And then 5.9.1 allowed you to add music NFTs if you owned them, which is kind of weird. And then they did a patch run out in April of this year.
Hmm.
So yeah, they're still kicking them out and churning it out, I guess. That's crazy. I mean, I knew that it was still available because obviously I use it, but didn't realize all of the history for it. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're doing stuff like that, I would just throw it on because it's so lightweight. It's so easy. Plus, it's nostalgic as fuck.
Yeah, but then I have to download music.
I wonder if there's. I wonder what scripting program it uses, and if there's a way to script in being able to listen to YouTube music on Winamp.
I'm doing that. I might as well just use YouTube music.
Well, then you have to run it through a browser.
Yeah. Which means I have to be connected to the internet. That's not always the case.
I guess you could download YouTube playlists and then play it off that way. But
You can't download on a Windows device.
you can.
Mm,
YouTube-DL.
hmm. So not but not an official way.
No. You can't do anything with a Google product in an official way that's outside of the scope of how they want you to do it. You kidding me? They've become the Apple of cell phones lately. Oh well. Yeah, good old fashioned software though. I like it.
Yep.
It still works. It still runs great. Icons are still identical. It's just it's still there. The built-in EQ, everything. Great. I think I had incorporated at one point where I even had just like because I was like, okay, how do I get the track information in on my stream? And I was like, wait a minute, you want a nostalgic rush? I'll just go ahead and just like share just that as a window and just show the entire player and resize it and tuck it away on the stream itself. Anyone who sees it knows exactly what it is. Well,
Yeah.
those who know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But yeah, I hope everyone stays safe this weekend.
Yeah. Get drunk. Don't drive.
Yeah, please don't drive. And I know this is a minor pet peeve, but this is not the weekend to tell every veteran out there that you know Happy Memorial Day, because it kind of hits for us a lot different. This is the day that we remember and mourn those that we lost along the way. Not exactly the most happiest of holidays. So just keep that in mind as you interact and talk with people.
I usually, I'll usually tell veterans like, "Hey, I'm glad I'm not celebrating you this weekend."
Yeah, that's a good one. Or even just ask them, you know, ask them for a story of who they're remembering, because they all have good stories of those that have fallen before.
Mm-hmm.
So those are two. Yeah, the whole good thing we're not celebrating you. That's a good one. And also just say, hey, are there any good stories of someone that you lost that you'd like to tell?
Yeah.
Guaranteed, they will be more than happy to tell stories. There's one thing us veterans love is telling stories, especially fun ones.
Yeah.
But until next week, just remember, you all lost the game.